The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause they sold. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation.
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season freaking 12 of the Korner Booth Podcast. I am beyond excited. I am your cowboy hat wearing, Ray Lewis jersey wearing host, Mr. Jerky. Yes, shout out to my boy Jeffrey for the 90s throwback Ray Lewis jersey he caught me. Also, he found this printed autographed Ed Reed jersey, which is great. Next one I'm picking up, I'm grabbing an Andre Johnson number 5 jersey because I feel like that's so unique. Everyone's got Sean Taylor, everyone's got Ed Reed, Wilson McGahee. I've even seen some Jonathan Velmas, even though he's Team 5-1, which I might have to do. But Andre Johnson's my dude, so I might have to throw that one in the collection. That being said, is officially season 12. It's a college football preview. I hope you are as excited as I am. I am running through a sore throat. All the boys are hurting today, but that's how much we care about this show and care about that football season officially back. Yeah, it was a great time that Florida State did Florida State things for the show. That being said, I had a great time last week with the boys who came through. Shout out to Hector and Brent who stopped by. I also want to apologize for my distractiveness during some of the clips on the show. Some out-of-pocket stuff by my boys back home made this a very interesting show yesterday, but I am fully locked in and focused tonight. I'm here. Ghost is in the background on the 10s and 2s. We got a full 6-pack today, boys and girls. It is going to be a good time. I even poured myself a ceremonial little glass, 2 fingers of nice little Angel's Envy. So cheers to season 12 of the Korner Booth. Before I cheers it up, gentlemen, get your drinks ready. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me now is my co-host, one of my oldest friends. We went to college together. He helped me resurrect this podcast together, and he's back for his 4th season, I believe now. Ladies and gentlemen, Swagoo, a.k.a. Matt Radazzo.
Yes. On the 4th season, we have Rose again.
There we go.
And I raise you. Oh, no, not doing that.
We're not
I
doing
raise you.
We got to wait for the boys. We got to wait for our boys in the back. So
I raise you your Andre Johnson jersey, and I say you should go find a Dwayne Johnson jersey.
I'm not. He kind of lost my loyalty to him when he spoke out about his political opinions during the 2020 election. I am of the belief that celebrities are allowed to vote wherever they want. I just don't want to hear about it. So, that being said, also joining us now, this man should be a celebrity. He's made celebrities laugh. He's a member of the Philly Faithful. He is one of the funniest human beings I know. La Crispy, a.k.a. Chris Lipoff, for his 3rd season on the Korner Booth Podcast.
Yeah, dude, it's turned into a dynasty. I'll raise you another one. You should get a Magic Johnson jersey.
I mean, it kind of defeats the whole purpose, but I like honestly, I almost bought a Magic Johnson jersey when I was at the Basketball Hall of Fame a couple years ago.
There you go.
I always like Magic, so I was
Johnson's out, gentlemen.
There we go, boys. Johnson's out, boys. By the way, the motto.
Depends where you are.
Motto of the Team Belly Up at the flag football tournament for the flag football fantasy football expo was always they don't ask how, they ask how many. Boys, they don't ask how we made it to 12 seasons, but we're on 12 seasons. No other show at Belly Up can say that. There's not a lot of professional podcasts who can say that either. That being said, the newest member of our team has come back for his 2nd season. He's also in his 1st season with the college football team established. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, our producer extraordinaire, the man, the myth, the legend, Nate the Great.
Hey, fellas. Happy season.
Brad assistant for Cal right now.
Yeah,
Go
really
Bears. Go Bears. So excited.
You got to get your Cal and Rodgers jersey. Nate's like so many things were just thrown at him. He's like, what do I
I know.
say?
I'm like, which one do I say first?
You got to get your number 8 Aaron Rodgers Cal jersey.
No, number 1 Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, number 1 in your heart.
Or number 24 Marshawn Lynch.
That seems like a better choice. A-Rod ain't so bad though.
Or Magic Johnson.
Or Magic Johnson.
Or Keenan Allen. Deep dive.
I forgot he went to Cal.
All right, boys.
Really?
Happy first day of college football of the Corner Booth season 12. So cheers to all you fine gentlemen for sticking with me through season 11. Some of you even farther back. Matt was back in the single-digit years. So cheers to us, boys, for another successful season. Let's have some good college football this year.
Yay!
If this is Chris's 3rd season, then he was here for season 9, right?
No, season 10 was his debut.
Oh, yeah, you got to count the whole 10, 11, 12 thing. Never mind. Sorry, I was trying to get you in there, Chris.
I know. I appreciate you.
It's okay. Maddie, you and me survived the 2022 season. At the back end of the 21 off season, it's been a fun time. Actually, no, you started in the early 2022, and then we've been going hard ever since. All right. Our guest, Mr. Jay Smith, will be here in a little while. We do have breaking news. Gentlemen, Brandon Ayuk is on the move back to San Francisco. He's re-upped his deal. Now, I got to give some credit to Mike Lombardi and Adam Schefter. I am not the biggest Shefty boy. You know that. I've expressed my discontent for him since the Dwayne Haskins debacle. I am a big Mike Lombardi guy. Dove Keelman can kiss my ass. I will say this, though, gentlemen. They were right. Ayuk staying in San Francisco, officially a 4-year extension, $120 million. I mean,
I didn't see it coming.
I did. I think $30 million is way too much for a receiver, for a 1B. Honestly, you put him on Philadelphia, he might be the 3rd receiver. You put him on the same thing in Cincinnati. There's probably 2 other places where he's not even the number 2 receiver. I think he's the best number 2 in the league. But because that Christian McCaffrey is so much of their offense and Kyle Shanahan's offense is so unique, everyone's a 1B on that offense, and that's why it works. If they had a true alpha number 1 like an A.J. Brown, a Jamar Chase, a Justin Jefferson, it wouldn't work correctly. That is my theory about the San Francisco offense. That's why it works so well, because it is pure balance. Now,
who's got him in our Super League?
What?
Who's got him in our Super League?
That would be Mr. Nate there.
Good pick.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm kind of not like confused, but I'm actually just surprised that they actually did re-sign him, because they did draft Purcell in the 1st round. And I think all signs kind of thought it all just pointed towards Ayuk wasn't going to be on the team anymore. Oh, yeah, definitely. But, I mean, so you draft Zach, was it Zach Purcell, right?
Ricky Purcell.
Ricky, damn it, I almost had it. That's because, there's another chat I'm in has been mentioning Zach Wilson a lot for some reason, so I can't get Zach out of my head. But Ricky Purcell was drafted in the 1st round. Jawan Jennings looked actually pretty good in the postseason last year in the Super Bowl, so I thought he was going to get a bigger role. So I thought it was going to be Debo, Purcell, and Jawan Jennings, and Ayuk was going to get dealt for picks, and you were going to still have Kittle and Christian McCaffrey to dump it off to as well. So a little surprised that he wasn't traded, but not surprised as well. I mean, this is a great move, and like you said, I think Debo will be gone next year, just to make room for the young guys.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of spots for this roster to fill as far as re-signing, because they have a lot of talent throughout their roster. So they're gonna have to be really flexible how they spend their money within the next couple of years. So, and like you said, Jarrett, McCaffrey is a big part of that offense.
He's the tip of the spear.
He is. I mean, he was the player. He won Player of the Year last year, right? Did he win Offensive Player of the Year?
He was at least top 5.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't, I'd be surprised. But there's a lot of positions for that team to fill. I'm still, like I said, I'm still surprised he didn't get traded to the Steelers, because that was my pick.
Me too. I'm in the same boat as you, buddy.
And if they, if I'm not wrong, they've paid Kittle, Warner, Boza, McCaffrey, Debo. And now they paid Ayuk, and are they going to be able to pay Trent Williams as well? Because I know he's holding out for another deal, and it's going to be like the Dallas Cowboys situation where like handful of years back they've signed Zeke, they signed Jalen Smith, they signed Dak, they signed
Jalen Smith.
Amari. Yeah, I know it's bad. They signed like Amari Cooper, like they signed everybody back, and then now they're in cap casualty hell. So I don't know what the Niners are going to do to work around that, but I could be bold. I would have probably prioritized extending Trent Williams, best left tackle in the league. You got depth at the receiver position. You could have traded him for a team with some picks, could have got a receiver in return. I know there was talks about, I don't know, maybe like Pickens could have been involved, or maybe Jahan Dotson could have been involved. I think Trent Williams is a little more important because that's the best left tackle in the league, and you have nobody behind that.
I 100% agree.
So my biggest thing with this whole San Fran situation is I firmly believe this is it. This is their last hurrah at this current roster. Yes, they will have Ayuk next year. They will have McCaffrey. They'll most likely have Brock Purdy. But, Trent, like you said, Trent Williams, maybe not. They will have Nick Bosa, obviously, but are they going to have all their guys in their secondary? Are they going to be able to keep Fred Warner for one more contract? Debo's gone. I'm telling you right now, Debo will be wearing a different uniform next year. Or he's taking a pay cut.
I'm not going to say they're still not going to be competitive because I still think.
I'm not saying that whatsoever. They're still going to be a division winner. But this roster, as we know it, will probably not be the same roster next year. They are in the last year of their window for this roster. Now,
if you look at it on paper, I mean, they're a super team right now. I mean, they have everything to win a Super Bowl. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the next year or two, I mean, things could change. Debo could wear another uniform. It's one of those things, I guess we'll see. But last year was their year. I mean, this year could be the year, but last year was the year. I mean, they were up 10 on the Chiefs, second time in 4 years. They played the Chiefs, same position, up 10, just couldn't close the gap or couldn't finish the game. So I think losing a piece or two next year is going to really show how good of a quarterback or how bad of a quarterback Brock Purdy is going to be.
I think oops, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nate.
No,
you haven't spoken yet.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Matt. You first.
I think San Francisco is a unique team that has a window to win a Super Bowl that is I think for the foreseeable future, as long as they have Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch over there, and that bare-boned offense structure with who they have in place right now, I think they have a window to win a Super Bowl that will be open or at least cracked or half open for a long, long time. I think they're a unique team that doesn't have that window where it's like the Buffalo, in my opinion, it's shut. And they're going to try and get it reopened to get back to the Super Bowl or get there in general. I think they have creative minds in the front office. I think they have a really good head coach when it comes to the regular season and the playoffs before you get to the Super Bowl. So I think their window is wide open right now, but I think going forward, it's going to start to shut. I don't think it's ever going to completely close. But if they can't win it this year, I think it's going to be incredibly more difficult for them to win it going forward. It's never going to be fully closed, I don't think, until there's some major switch up in the regime. But I think what I'm trying to get at is I think this year is going to be their best year to win the Super Bowl. And if they can't make it past this year, I think it's going to be incredibly difficult going forward.
Yeah, no, you're spot on.
What I was saying, I was trying to make what I was saying make sense. I couldn't tell if it was,
No, I mean, you're saying similar to what I'm saying. Jared, I like that you're in your element right now.
Oh, yeah. Rocking and rolling, baby. Sipping some bourbon, sunglasses on, cowboy hat.
Yeah.
My Hurricanes jersey. I'm going to be a rabid animal on Saturday. From 3:30 to 7:30, I will be unhuman as a person.
It'll be fun when we play you guys, Jared. I think it'll be a fun experience to see how your energy level when it comes to.
I will curse college. The families of every single player wearing a cow uniform. It does not matter. And if you hurt one of my players, it gets even more violent.
I hope we don't. Yeah. Congrats to your boy James Williams, by the way.
On you guys in my dynasty league for Miami. So
wow. Okay.
But so I am in 2 dynasties right now. We have our offline league. So boys, I actually didn't go with Oklahoma State. I ended up going with Arizona. Arizona is gnarly, by the way. They have some boys. They have some players, man.
I mean, yeah, Arizona's a good pick. I mean, I really wouldn't go Arizona. You said Arizona State, right? You wouldn't go Arizona State?
I was going between Oklahoma State or Arizona.
Oh, Oklahoma State. They said
They were trying to
State,
fight me because it's Oklahoma State's a 3.5 star because Mike Gundy's coaching prestige. I was like, whatever. So I went with Arizona.
Now, is this gut feeling here?
Well, the gut feeling is that I have everything I need to win a national championship in my first year in this dynasty. I have 2 good running backs, 1 power, 1 speed. I have 3 good receivers who can actually just catch the ball and hang on to it. I have a good quarterback who's kind of like a mobile, less injury-prone righty Tua. And then I have a lockdown corner and a good edge rusher. That's all I really need to win in a football video game. And I have all those players. And I walk in, I'm looking up the roster right before I hopped on. I was like, damn, I picked like the perfect team for me. They run bump and run press. They run a spread offense with downhill running. This is literally my type of team. So I'm like, let's go, baby. We're ready to rock and roll. I think I'm 3-0 right now. I think my quarterback's up for Heisman already.
I told you my road to glory. I flunked out of college.
I love that.
I went to too many parties.
Did you get blocked?
What?
Did you get blocked by the girl?
Oh yeah. 3? Yeah, I blew up her phone.
Why would you do?
Oh, see, my favorite thing is they closed. So there was a 99 overall glitch.
Ideal.
You could do. I did that for my power running back just to kind of make like an overpowered Tim Riggins build. Shout out to Friday Night Lights, Texas Forever. And I also want to do one for like a Miami Hurricane receiver. I made this 6'4" receiver with like a Viking name. And I said, all right, this guy's going to have like Viking braids and just be tall, jacked, and scary looking. And I go to do the glitch because I knew what it was. I did it for the power back, like way back. And it's patched. So I'm like, crap. I'm stuck as a 6'3" receiver with 87 speed, stuck behind Xavier Restrepo and Jacoby George. I ain't seeing the field this year.
Yeah,
I'm already week 8. I started the franchise last night at like 10 o'clock.
See, I wish I can get creative with Road to Glory. Like, I wish I can be like, hey, I wanted to be my ideal college life was going to be me being involved as like an accomplice in like a robbery of like a McDonald's, and that's how I get kicked out of college. And they're like, "Oh crap!
All right,
this dude's a scum."
All right, we're gonna do, while we're waiting for Mr. Smith, the other NFL headline quickly. By the way, folks, next Thursday, NFL we're gonna do Tuesday, and we're doing a 2-day NFL preview. Monday is day 1. Obviously, we'll review tonight's 6-pack, but we'll do part 1 of our NFL preview. Part 2, of course, with our first NFL and college 6-pack, will be on Thursday. Chris, when you return, can you please share Nate the 6-pack, or do you want us? We'll start a new, or we can start a new document. So, Nate, do you want to be the keeper of records this year for the 6-pack, or does Chris? You want to keep your duties? Because either one of you can do it. But last year we actually were able to get a winner concisely, and I didn't have to do a bunch of addition like a jackass because we actually had a legitimate winner. Matt, of course, repeated.
Not this year. I'm just playing.
2-time defending champion. Nate, man, you picked Florida State. You're off to a hot start already.
I sure am. Woo! How about them
Seminoles? That
Seminoles?
was your preseason game, Bub, and you look like Dale Jones out there.
Screw you.
Holy hell. Brother, I was watching that game on my elliptical. I'm like, do I want to go outside and run in the heat, or I want to watch Georgia Tech possibly have the greatest upset of the weekend? And I was like, yes, sir. I am totally up for this. But joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a good friend of mine. He is a Marvel fan like myself with a very badass Lego Thor hammer behind his desk. He is an Oklahoma Sooner faithful fan, a basketball aficionado, and one of the people I trust the most with their college football opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, host of Sooner or Later and Unfair Sports, my man with the best hair on the planet, Jay Smith.
What it do? My apologies for the late, my tardiness. Huh?
You're good to see you, brother.
Yeah, likewise, man. It's good to see you all. It's another football season is here.
God bless.
Yes.
Listen, Jay, you know how I felt about last Saturday. I was already in a good mood to start the season.
Yeah, that's very true. And
Yeah,
now
I mean,
your squad's gonna be playing soon. So yeah.
We already talked about it. One of my boys is coming over. He's never watched me. He's never hung out. I mean, we became friends last year on the end of football season when Miami had already played themselves basically into a crappy bowl game. He hasn't seen me when Miami actually has a chance. I get rabid during those games. So he's gonna experience. He's like, oh yeah, we'll come out, we'll have some beers, maybe have a quick smoke, eat some food. I'll go hang with my girl afterward. This food don't have to spend money. I'm like, brother, you about to see a rabid side of me. I'm gonna curse every Florida Gator. I call them Gator Humpers International when we play them that week. I want payback for 2019. That Brevin Jordan drop still sticks in my head. That being said, it's gonna be a great opener. I believe you guys open with Chris's Temple Owls there, Big J.
Hoot hoot. We do.
We're gonna lose by 50.
Jesus.
Roughly.
Yeah.
The spread's 42.5 right now. Definitely take that. You may also want to take the over, which is closer to like 59-60 or something. So yeah.
There it is.
I might root for Oklahoma halfway through the first quarter.
I love it. We
Boomer
want you
Sooner.
to join us. We
Boomer
want you to
Sooner.
join us. We want you to join us at that point. It would make sense. It'd be good for your health, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this dude. Couldn't make the show, but finds a way to comment. Joshua, we love you, brother. It's all good. Shout out to our boy Josh Mahler, rising to the occasion. Also a Sooners faithful fan.
Yeah, I actually plan on seeing him tomorrow. He's supposed to be coming to the game.
How did we get Oklahoma on the schedule?
Well, see, Chris, when poor schools like Temple want to make extra money for the football season, rich schools like Oklahoma, Texas, Alabama, Miami.
Is that a shot? Is that a shot?
Chuck,
We're pretty rich.
You're middle class when it comes to college football.
So, like,
They chuck a Brinks truck at him.
we scheduled this, if I'm correct, back when Matt Rule was head coach.
Oh, that's right. You can blame Matt.
So
Rule.
we thought this was because it's a home and home. So we actually go to Pennsylvania next season.
Well, there you go, Chrissy. We can go see Oklahoma.
We thought
with the link.
it's going to be a bigger one. So it just didn't work out that way. So unfortunately,
When we're home next year, take Temple plus 42.5. We can't sell out a stadium for our lives.
There you
Terrible.
go. All right, boys, we got to get cranking on this because we got a loaded six-pack today. So we're going to open up with our favorite question of the week before we start talking. How is your team going to do this year? This is our segment every year. We talk about it at nauseum every time, every season. So we'll start off with the rookie. This man just became a fan of the Cal Golden Bears this year. So, Nathan, as the rookie, as the green blood here, how are you feeling about your Cal Bears in their first season in the despicable devil conference known as the ACC? Their commissioner can go croak on a stick.
I'm excited. I think for us, the one player that I'm really going to be excited to see for Cal is Jaden Ott, the running back. He was on the top 100 list for this season, according to ESPN. He's a great running back. I think he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run with the ball as well. Has some great speed as well. The quarterback situation is a bit questionable. We have Fernando Mendoza and Chandler Rogers, who comes from, I believe, North Texas is where he transferred from. So we'll see.
Right, it is North Texas.
North Texas? Okay. It wouldn't be Texas. That'd be
Green Machine, brother.
Yeah.
Mean Greens, baby.
Yep. But yeah, I'm excited. We won't do too well. This is the ACC. A lot of tough teams in this conference, and this is our first year here. So I'm hoping for maybe 7-5, 8-4 the season, just to get enough to be bowl eligible. But in a tough conference like this, and this being our first year, a lot of growing pains will come. Because I know defensively we're not the best either, but we should be able to hold our own. So 3 new teams entering the ACC this year. So to all you newcomers, SMU, shout out to our boy Kevin Wilson, Cal, and of course the farm, Stanford. Welcome to the ACC, where Clemson is darling. Florida State is darling too. Okay. Even though they're technically trying to sue the conference, that might have changed. Miami is the worst, according to the conference. Oh, and the referees play favorites. Rough.
There's been games where Miami's gotten calls they shouldn't have, and I'm sitting there like, we should have lost, but we won. I'll take it. The refs play favorites. It is the worst refereed conference in college football. It makes the SEC and the Big 12 look like the NFL, the way it's refereed. It's awful. But welcome to the crappiest conference in the Big Four. We appreciate you stopping by. When one of Miami, Florida State, or Clemson kicks your head in, don't take it personally. We're just pissed off at our own conference. That being said, we'll go to the two Tiger faithful. Go Tigers. So we'll start with Chrissy. Chrissy, how are we feeling about your ranked Tigers this year?
Hopefully a bounce back season. It's third year under that Cabbage Patch Kid of a head coach, Brian Kelly. Still hate the guy. I think the big thing is defense this year because we had such a high-powered scoring offense led by Jaden Daniels last year. We got, I think our quarterback now is Garrett Nussmeier. Nussmeier? Don't know how to say his last name.
Yes, Nussmeier.
Junior. He's got big shoes to fill. But like I said, the big thing is the defense last year. Our coordinator, Matt House, was very weak. We do have a new coordinator. I think his name is, Blake Baker? Yeah.
Yep,
Blake Baker.
Defensive coordinator. Yep.
Yeah. And he's just talking about there's got to be passion and intensity, and they got to fight. So I think a lot of these games are going to be hopefully helped out by the defense. We lucked out with a few home games. We got Bama, Oklahoma, and I think Ole Miss, which are big ones. I'd rather play them at home than away. But the experts are saying 10-2 season. I'm going to go maybe 9-3. Just the SEC is, again, still so competitive. So hopefully we do well.
SEC.
Let's roll, baby.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's Jay's first conference in the Thunderdome, so this should be interesting. With who's Jackson Arnold? That's your quarterback now?
Jackson Arnold's a new quarterback, former 5-star Gatorade National Player of the Year, and Elite 11 MVP. So he's got a lot of stuff lined up in his favor. He's just got to go out there and actually, execute.
That's always the kicker, ain't it? Look at Tyler Van Dyke. Tyler Van Doofus. He's now at
Wisconsin.
I'm not a little petty about my fellow Connecticut man screwing over my college team for 2 years. Maddie, we'll just finish it quick with the LSU Go Tigers. Before we get into Jay's Sooners and my Hurricanes. How you feeling about the season, brother?
Well, Chip Kelly's brother is still coaching. I don't like him. So, when you lose Jaden Daniels, which was the heart and soul of that team, you lose Brian Thomas, and you lose Malik Neighbors, you lose the entire offense. I agree with what Chris is pretty much saying. I think this team could be anywhere from a ceiling of 10 wins to a floor of maybe 8. I feel like right in the middle at 9-3. I don't know if that's going to be enough to punch them into the playoffs to compete in the championship finals and everything. But I just don't think that. I don't think this team's going to be as talented or as successful as they were last year. I think they're going to take some hits on offense, and not looking forward to this year as much as I was in previous years. But to make a long story short, I agree with everything Chris said. I think he hit the nail on the hammer. Yeah, Brian Kelly needs to go.
Nail on the hammer. I love it. All righty. Time for Boomer Sooner. How are we feeling this year, Jay? Your first time in this SEC. You talked about our boy Jackson Arnold already. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I feel pretty good going into the conference, right? We're third year under Brent Venables, under his regime and rule. And majority of the defenders are veterans underneath his system, which historically, as you know, when he went to Clemson and did that, by the third year, he had a top 5 defense. So if we can follow history like he did at Oklahoma and at Clemson, now back at Oklahoma, I anticipate this being a really good season. I've been preaching this for like the last couple months going into it. We'll be led by our defense. So depending on how good our defense does, will determine how our season goes. I think Jackson Arnold, he's young. He's a true sophomore, one technically career start. So we'll see what he's able to do. But for the most part, I think it's going to be all defense. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Very nice. All right. Time for the event nobody's waiting for. Let's talk about my Hurricanes. That's the wrong way to do it. Nate, stop it. That's Utah. This is Miami.
I'm still new to this.
It's okay. So
this is UConn. If you curl it a little bit,
Does it also form an L for every game they lose?
Yeah, Kid Rock. Spit it.
There we go. So, Miami, this is it. Under the Mario Cristobal regime, this is it. If you do not win with, I believe, former 4-star or Player of the Year, whatever the hell Cameron Ward's superlatives are when he was
He's so good.
He's so damn good. And then you can't win with him or the probably arguably one of the best running backs in the country, Damian Martinez, who's also so damn good, or a veteran receiving core with the likes of Xavier Estrepo, also very damn good, Elijah Arroyo, a tight end, and Jacoby George, who may be one of the fastest men in college football. Even though NCAA football dogged him on overall speed, which I find hilarious. But anyway, I watched him run live. He's a lot faster than 92 speed. But I digress. A young defense in the secondary, but a veteran front seven with Maui Noah and my dog Ruben Bain, who I won a Heisman with in my dynasty, hilariously as an edge rusher. That being said, Miami has to win. I look at their schedule, and for the first time in my life, I look at every single game on the schedule like, yeah, we could win that. There's not a single game on that schedule I'm like, oh, we're screwed. No. Florida State was the one I was like, that's a toss-up. Now I'm like, all right, let's go. You spear chucking weenies. Let's do this. Let's go. You tomahawk chop weenies. Let's do this. Let's try to
do your impression
with your stupid chant that I can't stand anymore. I did on the show and I never hear the end of it. And I realized spear chucking has the wrong connotation, so I apologize for anybody who took that the wrong way. It came out and I was like, it was more about the spear in the ground, not the racial connotation that may imply. I realized after I said it, like, I might as well nip this in the butt now. You're stupid, whatever chant. I hate that. Jay, background context quick. My Pop Warner team, my entire childhood, we were the Warriors. We had a copy of the Florida State logo, and that was what they played after every tackle, sack, first down with its stupid chant. And so none of us did the tomahawk chop. So it was just all of us 5-year-olds on the sideline up until 8th grade going, oh, like
Children of the Corn.
Yeah, exactly. Just some scary crap, man. But it's probably one of the reasons I hate Florida State so much. At the end of the day,
you were terrorized.
Oh, yeah. It was trauma. Trauma built my hatred of Florida State, which led the groundwork for me also. I mean, also my love of Ray Lewis, Uncle Ed, Andre Johnson led to my love of Miami. But to be honest, this is it for Mario Cristobal. Last year, they should have been the ACC title game, and then they folded after that abysmal lack of kneeling against Georgia Tech. They have a loaded offense, a good defense, and a weaker ACC this year. Clemson looks abysmal. Clemson is going to be Clemson. We beat them last year with our third-string quarterback. Just for reference, shots Emory Williams. Hope your arm's feeling better, buddy. We almost beat Florida State, also with Emory Williams. Oh, and the fact is, Gators ain't shit.
Chomp Nation?
Bring it, you reptilian weenies. I want that smoke. Shout out to my boy Ben Trope, by the way, former Gators tight end, friend of the show. I did a watch along with him. He's a big Gators guy. But yeah, no, I hate those dudes from Gainesville. It's personal this weekend. We got robbed by that weenie Felipe Franks, getting a lucky touchdown and Brevin Jordan dropping it. I'm done rambling. Miami Hurricanes, this is a 10-2 season. It is playoffs or bust. If you do not make the playoffs, Mario Cristobal might as well ship himself right out of the damn stadium. This is the most loaded Miami team I have seen since Mark Richt's first and second years at the school. You have multiple All-American caliber players on both sides of the ball. There's no excuses anymore.
Do you know where the toughest place to play now in NCAA Football 25 is?
I would say Death Valley.
Go Tigers. They just updated.
Go Tigers. It's accurate, man. Like, unless you're Alabama, it's the hardest place to play in the country. That being said, gentlemen.
And Tennessee.
Oh, that too. Let's talk some conference football. So, gentlemen, our conference predictions presented by our friends at Righteous Felon Beef Jerky. Promo code BELLY for 15% off your code at checkout. Also sponsored Chris's Penalty Box, but he doesn't say the out of pocket yet, so we're good. We'll start off in alphabetical order with me and Nate's conference, the ACC.
Yay!
my winner is simple. 1 is going to be Miami. 2 is SMU. 3 is Florida State. That's your 1, 2, and 3 right there. There's no debating it to me. I thought it was going to be Florida State, Miami, the title game, up until what I saw at the Georgia Tech Florida State game. DJ, because I'm going to be like Jesse Palmer and learn my lesson, not try to pronounce his name. He's not developed. He's the same quarterback I saw at Clemson as a freshman or sophomore when they traded him up for Cade Klubnik, who's just as bad. I'm not sold on him, but their offense is good enough where they can still move the football, and they have enough physicality, and they have enough good players up front. But let's see how far that gets them if they have to rely on a non-bowl game again and half their team transfers again. But Miami and SMU, I'm a big believer in Rhett Lashley's offense. Them boys can move the football like nobody's business. Shout out to the former OC of the Miami Hurricanes, Rhett Lashley, obviously. And, of course, I already talked about Miami. Jay, how you feeling about the ACC? You don't have to go as in-depth as I do, but who you got winning the conference?
ACC, I'm going to be honest, man. It's been a toss-up for me this entire time.
I don't think it's personally, brother.
The struggle I've had is I also initially had Florida State probably winning it, but I think that one loss is going to keep them from playing in the conference championship game. So honestly, I've got Clemson versus Miami in there, and I do think that Clemson figures it out with that front 6 they've got. They end up taking that conference championship.
I'm going to tell you right now, Jay, I don't know how much Cade Klubnik you've watched. That boy is awful. He is
I totally get that, but the what helps him is that he has O'Reilly out there drawing up the plays, and he'll find a way to get guys open. The wide receiver room's a lot better this year in comparison, but Klubnik, I'm not sold on Klubnik. I'm sold on that Clemson defense.
You will sell me on that Clemson defense if they can go out and beat Clemson and beat Miami. And beat Florida State, beat Miami. I don't know if they play SMU this year, but you beat those two teams? They do or don't?
No, they don't play SMU. Nope, they've got NC State, Florida State, Georgia.
Okay.
In conference, they've got NC State, they've got Florida State, Wake Forest, Virginia, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Pitt, and that's it.
That's 2 losses right there. NC State's defense is unbelievable, and
they played Georgia week 1.
And they played Georgia, which
that doesn't count for the ACC.
Well, yeah, no, if we're talking. Yeah, I know, but if we're just talking overall losses, there are
overall losses. Yeah. I think Georgia gets them.
They're starting off 0-2, and that's the worst part. Wait, did they play NC State week 2, or is that week 4?
3.
Week 3. Okay, so they're going to start off 1. They're going to start off 1-2. I'm telling you, the problem is that NC State's defense is ridiculous. Can they score a lot of points? Depends on the day, but Georgia's going to just kick their head in tomorrow. And it's one of the games we have on our 6-pack. A little preview right there. Chrissy, Nate, Matt, we don't have to go crazy on this one. I'm realizing we're dragging a little bit. Let's try to adjust it now. Your pick, 1 sentence, and we'll roll on. That's my fault for rambling. Chrissy.
I'm going to be nice. Jared, I'm going to roll with you guys. I think you guys do take the conference this year. I do think you guys are going to end up facing Clemson. I know they're probably the favorite, them or FSU coming out. But you're my boy. I'm rooting for you. So
you're my boy, Blue.
Go you.
Matty.
I have Miami as well. This is a prove-it year for Mario Cristobal. They've hit on some home runs in the transfer portal with Cam Ward and one of the top running backs in Damian Martinez. And I think they're going to have a loaded enough roster to compete with all the teams in the AFC, including, FSU, SMU. I think Miami's going to win the ACC.
All right. And my fellow ACC brother, Mr. Nate, what you got?
I'm just playing.
Listen, I wouldn't hate you for it.
No. I want to actually be right this year in my first year doing this. Right. But yeah, in Miami, it's just they're very talented offensively across the board. Cam Ward is, a quarterback up, keeping an eye on a lot this year, as he may be a future Giant. Who knows? But
don't wish that on my boy.
Okay, but Florida State and Clemson. Look, we've seen what Florida State did in week 0. They lost to Georgia Tech.
Clemson's is the right word.
Clemson's offense isn't the best defensively, like Jay mentioned. They're really good, but offensively, question marks there as well. So, Miami, look, the quarterback's great. The offensive line has two solid players, and in my notes here, I have Zion Nelson and Jalen Rivers, two solid offensive line pieces. So they'll be able to run the ball decently as well. So I think Miami's going to take it. And yeah, Jerry's going to be a happy man this year, man. Congrats.
I'm screwed. All four of us took Miami. Well, it's going to be like Georgia Tech winning the damn conference. All right, moving on. We're moving on to the Big Ten ski. I'll make this one really freaking quick. Quack attack, baby. Ducks taking this thing. I have a very solid prediction that Michigan is going to falter with their lack of offense, not named Jonathan Edwards. Oh, and the fact that, they got all the distractions on the sidelines. They'll still be a bottom end, either top tier bowl team or the bottom end of the college football playoff, like first round elimination kind of thing. And then my problem is Ohio State. It just feels like too much like, what was the year they had Bosa, Chase Young, and they couldn't even make it? I think they lost the tug, whatever it was. This feels like a typical Ryan Day, my Ohio State team. They got all the good players. They brought in a few mercenaries. They're ready to go. They got Junkins. They got Howard. I wasn't a fan of Howard at K-State. I wasn't. Jay, he was in your conference for 2 years. How did you feel about Will Howard?
When he has a good offensive coordinator, he's solid. That's about it. He's not a world beater.
Ain't Chip Kelly calling plays for him now?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah, I've done the Chip Kelly experience. Not a fan. All right, give me that. Without all that tip, you just said go Ducks. Quack attack, baby. Nate, you going with your former conference mates? You going the most annoying fan base in college football?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Buckeyes, man. I mean, look, I know Will Howard is a bit of a question mark, but you can't deny about the backfield. The talent they have in the backfield, I should say, with Judkins and Henderson, plus the freshman Jeremiah Smith, very, very exciting piece at wide receivers. So, look, I mean, if you're Will Howard, the job is pretty easy. Just get the ball to him, and I will say though, if Ryan Day does lose again to Michigan, then he might be let go.
Oh, he's done. I said this on Kevin's college football show. By the way, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. I believe it's still on the Go Live YouTube page. I said Ryan Day is my hot seat coach because if he loses or doesn't make the national title game, just call it a day. This man is worse than Urban Meyer and his weird actions at the Chop House. All right, Chrissy, who's got the Big 12 or Big 10? Sorry.
I'm rolling with the Buckeyes too. Jesus. Sorry, think about this.
Good, bud.
Michigan lost a ton over this past year. They even lost Harbaugh. I'm looking at Penn State, but Penn State's good, but they're never good enough. I think it's Ohio State's to lose. Honestly, they could compete. I mean, the Ducks could compete, but I don't know. I'm rolling with the Buckeyes.
All right. I do want to get these last two done quick, then we'll go into the six-pack and we'll finish with Heisman predictions because the first game of our six-pack does kick off in 15 minutes. So I want to make sure we cover our bases for our friends in Boulder and in wherever the hell North Dakota State plays. All right. Maddie, Big Ten, Masa Rapido.
The Big D Ace. I got the Ohio State Buckeyes winning this one. I think they got a complete roster, and I think Will Howard with Chip Kelly, the good Kelly, is going to be a recipe for success. And I credit the fact that Michigan lost pretty much their entire roster plus their head coach. So give me the Ohio State Buckeyes.
No love for Washington. All right. Jay, finish us strong. We'll roll into the Big 12, and we'll finish with the other conference. We'll hit the six-pack.
So the Big Ten was 18 teams. I'm thinking that Ohio State goes ahead and closes this bad boy out. Again, Will Howard is solid whenever, you're not requiring too much of him. And as mentioned, Chip Kelly's his new offensive coordinator. And Chip Kelly as an OC is probably going to be monstrous. Head coach, not so much. OC, so give me 3 of them. His offense is going to be really good. He's going to be able to scheme well for Will. The running game is going to be ridiculous. Adding Caleb Downs is absurd, right? The defense was already good, and you add that to it, it's not going to be fair. They're going to go out there and cook everybody in the Big Ten with 18 teams.
All right. Moving on. We are to the Big 12, our boy Jay's former conference. I'll make this real fast. I am a big Arizona Wildcats fan, not just because I picked them in NCAA for my franchise this year. They have a very solid roster. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce their quarterback's name. The sophomore.
Noah Fafita.
There it is. He is
Noah Fafita.
He's electric.
Fashion.
I watched 2 of his games last year, not knowing he was a freshman. I thought he was a senior. I mean, and
that's how good he is. Yeah,
he's nasty. And I like their junior wide receiver, number 4. I cannot remember his name right now. Phenomenal as well. I love their 1-2 punch in that backfield. I believe, I can't remember. I think one of them's – I can't remember their names right now. But number 7 and number 21 are both sensational. I got to get better at these names on this team, man. I literally use them in Dynasty. But I love Arizona's setup. I love their offense. They have a lot of juniors and seniors coming back this year. And I'm not going to lie, Jay, you in Texas left a little bit of a power vacuum there, man. And everyone's picking Kansas or Oklahoma State. I'm like, why not one of these Pac-12 team comes up and starts kicking a little butt, man? They just had to deal with – I took Utah in Kevin's show because Cam Rising is basically my age. So, I mean, at this point – but I honestly, I'm liking Arizona as that surprise team. So, give me Arizona. Jay, who you got in your former conference?
Former conference, man. Look, Oklahoma State has no excuse not to win this conference. They're the number 3 team in the country in returning production. Both sides of the ball, they're bringing back top 10 as far as returning production goes. I mean, offense and defense. And so they've got everything. Basically, Mike Gundy does this every so many years, and he ends up with the 11-win season. He somehow has a whole bunch of redshirt seniors to stick around on his roster. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he be bribing these dudes to stick around, but he does it. And so, to me, I think that that's what's going to help propel them this season to play in the conference championship game. But I don't think that they win it. I think Utah goes ahead and closes that bad boy out and walks into the Big 12, slaps everybody around, and takes everybody's cornbread. So the Big 12 with 16 teams, it's going to go to Utah.
Nice. All right, Chrissy.
I'm going to take Kansas State. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse right now. I think the one thing with Kansas State is they got big shoes to fill for quarterback-wise. I know they got Avery Johnson stepping in there, the sophomore. I'm pretty sure Will Howard left. Ended up leaving them.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. They're one of the scrappy teams that I know can put up points. So, he's got big shoes to fill. Sophomore season, it's like he's emerging into, I don't want to say Heisman because I don't know too much about him, but hopefully something good. But I'm going to roll with Kansas State.
All right, I love it. And by the way, we will do a graphic for the corner booth. I'll actually do this graphic. We'll release it Saturday morning for our predictions. Nate, I told you, man, I'm going to help you out with graphics this football season. So,
Yay.
I will do the graphic for our conference predictions, as we all know, for the 4 of us. Also, possibly make a graphic for our weekly corner booth leaderboard for our 6-pack. Anyway, Maddie, Big 12, and then I believe, Nate, you finish us up when we roll into the SEC.
All right. Big 12. All right. So Big 12 means there's 12 pieces of cornbread, and there's only one team that can defend all 12 pieces against the evil Utah, and that is K-State. I love cornbread, so I had to use that one. I got K-State. I think they've been one of the most consistent teams in the Big 12 for a while now. I think that'll carry into next year. It's going to be a tough battle between them and Utah and, OSU as well. But I'm going to go with K-State with head coach Chris Kleiman. In his 5 seasons, he's won 62% of his games. He's got a conference title under his belt as well. So Call me safe and secure, but I feel like this is probably the safest pick to choose. So I'm going to go K-State.
All righty, Nate.
I'm going to go Utah. I think out of the teams that are leaving the Pac-12 to go to a new conference like Utah has, I think they'll have the smoothest transition over. I mean, their offense is pretty good. They got Cam Rising over there for the Utes. If so, I'm doing this correctly, I'm going with them to win the Big 12. Yay.
You missed your impression. Oh, Nate, don't worry.
I appreciate you, man.
Nice, boys. All right, moving on to our man Jay's conference. We are going to kick it off with the SEC. I will take the lead on this one since I'm one of the non-ACC guys in here. I'm taking – shout out to our boy Cruz and Kevin. Roll Tide! Alabama, Jalen Milroe coming back for, I believe, his junior year. I'm a big Milroe guy. I was sold ever since he hit that, what was it, 4th and 24 or 25 against Auburn to win the game. It's like a fadeaway jumper from Kobe, man. It was fantastic. It was against Auburn in the Iron Bowl. My favorite, I think also because I live bet while they were down by 2 touchdowns, they'd win, so that made me even happier. But I you know what, Kalen DeBoer, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt this year. I think the real problems are going to come when he has to go out and recruit his own classes. He's still got a couple Saban remnants in the SEC this year. As much as I would like to pick Texas, I think Texas is getting a lot of smoke that, honestly, I want to see them prove it because QN Ewers did lose all of his weapons. They did. I know they have a new elite receiver, but it's Texas. They have one every year. I think Oklahoma needs another year under Jackson Arnold before they're an elite offense. And Georgia, to me, I think Carson Beck might be the more overrated quarterback than Quinn Ewers in the SEC. So, to be honest, the best quarterback in that conference may as well be Jalen Milroe. So, give me Jalen Milroe on the Tide winning an ugly Thunderdome. Winner probably has 1 or 2 losses SEC this year. I don't see anybody making a conference with at least 1 or 2 losses. So, give me Milroe on the Tide. Nate, we'll go with you, and then we'll let our SEC boys finish us off, and then we'll roll right into the 6-pack.
As much as, I feel like we make fun of Carson Beck for having or not being that good and shouldn't be drafted that high in the NFL draft next year if he declares.
Well, soon to be New York Giant.
Yeah, no, thanks. We're good. I like Shadir Sanders personally, but look, as much as we make fun of him, I mean, Georgia is still a talented team. He has a great surrounding cast around him. That Beck has to be exact. A great offensive line, obviously. Defensively, they're always, one of the top units out there. So, go Dogs. Yeah, let's go.
You gotta say like Brantley Gilbert, go Dogs.
Go Dogs. I'm trying. I don't know, man. I'm trying.
Gotta get a little bit of that Georgia throatiness in there. All right, our guest of honor, Mr. Smith. How you feeling about the SEC right now?
Man, SEC is going to be a very, very interesting year. Because if you really look at it, there's only one coach that's there that's actually won a conference championship. And that's Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Nobody else is there. Like, the entire conference is basically turned over in some capacity with coaches. And there's a lot of new position coaches that's been added to certain teams. So it's really hard to evaluate. I say Georgia's definitely going to the conference championship. I've been debating on who can come out as the second one. But I'm going to go ahead and just be a homer. I think it's going to be Oklahoma versus Georgia, and I think Georgia takes it.
Surprise team. I like the surprise from Oklahoma, man. Little engine that could in that conference. I like it. You guys go from being the top dog to the new kids on the block. I like the theme of it. All right.
Yeah, we want it.
Hell yeah, man. All right. Our 2 Tigers. Let's go rapid fire quick. So we got to pick our North Dakota State and Colorado game for the 6-pack. Gentlemen, start your engines. How are we feeling about the SEC? Maddie, I'll let you go first.
All right. Well, SEC, it's not going to be LSU. Spoiler, I'm not going to choose the LSU Tigers. The favorites are obviously Georgia and Alabama. I've got a rogue team winning the SEC this year. This way.
Yeah.
Horns up, horns
I got
down.
the exact same thing.
I got Texas taking it in their debut of the SEC. They've got a highly experienced roster. Not that. I'm sorry. Hold on. Reading the wrong note. Georgia has a highly experienced roster, but has the toughest schedule so far. Quinn Ewers back at QB1 with a solid offensive line, some elite wide receiver transfers. I think they have serious potential to dethrone Georgia in the SEC. So give me Texas.
All righty. Gentlemen, it's the moment. And Chris, you have Texas as well?
I'm taking Texas. Third year, junior Quinn Ewers. It's all about comfortability.
Hook them, baby.
So
there we go. Wouldn't it be awesome, by the way, Jay? I know you're not. Obviously, you hate Texas for obvious reasons, but wouldn't it be sick just to see a Texas-Oklahoma SEC title game?
Oh, absolutely! I've actually seen one person mention that.
I would love that so much. I know it's probably not going to happen, but that would be the greatest thing ever. For all
They
the
play
SEC
October 12th.
elitism.
Preview.
Oh, I'm excited for it. All right, gentlemen, it's that time. We've waited 6 months for this amazing segment. Actually, no, 8 months because we stopped in January after week 17, 18 of the NFL season. With a new sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crack a six-pack presented by the amazing people at Seatgeek. Promo code BellyUpSports for $20 off your first initial purchase. One of the most reliable, top-of-the-line, and highly recommended ticketing apps. I just actually bought my last 2 seats for my Whiskey Myers concert, which I couldn't go to because of the biblical level of flooding in Connecticut. I thought I was living in Texas for a minute. And, of course, the Red Sox Diamondbacks game I took my old man to, which was sensational. So shout out to SeatGeek for those amazing tickets. Gentlemen, this game kicks off in 4 minutes, so you can get your bets in as fast as possible. We're starting off in Boulder, Colorado, North Dakota State. Colorado is the line. It's been actually bumped up to 11.5. That's on me, but we'll get it started. Gentlemen, North Dakota State, Colorado. I'll go first. Fellas, we got our first upset of the season. Let's crank it up, baby. I need my our first.
I think the wrong guy this button.
My first upset of the year is North Dakota State over Colorado. I'm a little pissed off they changed the line after I put the bet in. I got him at +10. This football is one in the trenches, gentlemen. Doesn't matter what level. And Colorado's trenches look like me, Jay, Nate, and Matt, and Chris are blocking for them. That's the problem. There are a bunch of smaller offensive linemen. I don't care what they try to do in the transfer portal. North Dakota State recruits hogs, man. Those are some big boys out there. And they have always had good skill position players that run the ball effectively. I think of all the distractions, all the bull we've seen for Colorado, I think North Dakota State sneaks this one out here. We'll get our picks in quick. We got 2 minutes. Rapid fire, gentlemen, sentence each. Jay, who you got? North Dakota State, Colorado.
I got the Buffs winning this one. I got them covering the spread as well. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and honestly, that's all you really need, especially when you're playing as a Big 12 team. It's like a juju thing that happens. When you become a Big 12 team, you got a good quarterback, you just throw for like 5,000 yards, and you just dominate. Give me Colorado.
All right. Chris A.
I'm rolling with Colorado. It's in Colorado. I mean, if it was the other way around, I may give North Dakota State a chance, but I'll roll with Colorado, even though I hate them.
I'm feeling ballsy tonight, boys. So that's why.
Let's go Buffs.
All right, Maddie.
Oh, me next. Well, as the reigning, defending, undisputed, 2-time six-pack champion right here, the little spinner action right here. Shout out John Cena. He's about 20 years old. I'm going to take Colorado. I'm not going to take them as my upset just yet. They're going to roll in hot, and they're not going to drop this one. If there's a fall-off, it's not this game. So give me Colorado.
Alrighty. And Nate the Great finishes strong in your six-pack debut.
Give me the Buffs. Future Giant Shadir Sanders will have a day tonight.
Boys.
Or night, yeah.
Shout Rich Eisen. I'm lone wolfing.
Yep. No way.
Dude, nobody should let me have the freaking the soundboard.
No. You should give it to Nate. He's responsible.
It's just my damn show, right? All right, here we go. Moving on. We are going next to our friends down south. We got Clemson and Georgia. Now, fun fact, this game has been called an upset in every single dynasty I've played in so far. I don't know if NCAA 25 knows something I don't. Give me Georgia rolling here. I think Clay Klubnik is awful. He's atrocious. He's worse than DJU. He is worse than the ghost of Trevor Lawrence and Kelly Bryant. He is terrible. He's the worst quarterback they've had since before the days of my good boy Taj Boyd. There's a name you guys should remember there. Taj Boyd was nasty. Also, his interview when he had the two co-eds when he was on ESPN was hilarious. That was my favorite. Round. I literally was like, that man is a stud. Should have made in the NFL. Anyway, so give me Georgia knocking off Clemson early. Mr. Nate.
Go Dogs. Sick 'em. Look, Clemson's defense is great, but we talked about it earlier. we talked about it earlier with their offense, man. Question marks with the Klubnik and whatnot. And like I said earlier, Georgia's a loaded team. Carson Beck should have no issues, even the Dogs.
To quote our good friend Mason Rutch, Jared, I went and saw Joe Milton versus Cade Klubnik. He got to watch Joe Milton, and he said Cade Klubnik was worse. That should tell you everything you need to know. Maddie.
I just lost my spot in this thing. Yeah. I mean, like you said, the dude's worse than DJ from Unda. So give me Georgia to obviously beat Clemson. They just haven't been the same since they lost Trevor Lawrence.
Chrissy.
I'm rolling with the Dogs. Dog weather.
Guest of honor. He about to go say something ballsy. I love it.
Go Dogs.
Sick 'em!
We're moving on. Clean sweep. I thought he was ready to say Clemson. I'll be like falling out of my chair, even though I'm standing up. All right. We're going to Morgantown. McAfee is in town. This game started at 10 plus as the line. It is now moved down to 8.5. Now, do I think West Virginia has a shot? Of course I do. Did I pick them as an upset pick in my little upsets parlay? Of course I did. But do I need to catch Matt this year and get my free damn jersey? Yes, I do. Give me Penn State. They're not going to cover, but they'll win. Jay.
Go Mountaineers, baby. Upset City. Pull it off.
Let's go. All right, Chrissy.
You know, I have so many friends who went to Penn State and who go to Penn State. And one of my best friends just graduated from Morgantown. Oh, man, this is tough. Stuff. Give me I think they might get upset, but give me Penn State. I gotta go with the local team.
All right, Chrissy's sticking with his guns and me. All right, champ, what do you got?
Listen, I've been looking for a reason to take West Virginia as an upset, and I know he didn't say much, but Jay just going West Virginia just got me all in. So we're gonna go West Virginia.
All right, that is your upset pick for this week, Matthew.
That is.
All right, Nate, mark it down. That's his upset pick, of course.
I'm writing it down. I share the document with you guys, but
I love it. Chrissy's even though Chrissy's no longer the intern, he's got the hustle to keep track of the stats. He wants that free jersey this year, boys.
Yeah, Maddie, we owe you money.
After we'll do our picks, we'll say who we want as a free jersey this year.
Oh yeah, I gotta find one. I gotta go on eBay and find like a $40 one.
Daniel Jones.
All right, we have 4 guys contributing this year, Matt. You don't have to charity case us. You can get a full 120.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
Why would you do that to yourself?
You know, it'll be cool, it'll be fun.
Right, Mr. Interception on the back?
Yeah.
Why do you want a jersey for a guy that's not? By the time you get the jersey, he's gonna be off.
He'll be already benched. You'll already be singing the praises of my man, Mr. Backpack, Drew Lock. All right. Hey, Nate, who are you taking? Penn State, West Virginia, the Pat McAfee Bowl.
Look, I know West Virginia has a good rushing offense, but Penn State has a great defensive line. Linebackers and safeties are pretty solid back there as well. Combine that with, an offense led by Drew Aller, that's pretty good. I'm going to go Penn State.
Hell yeah. All righty, moving on. We're going. Shout out to my boy Mikey B. Berline, number 7, Notre Dame, taking on number 20, Texas A&M, T-Sham, the scam, the cult. But I'm picking them. Aggies are going to take this one. It's at home. Notre Dame, Dude, last year they got a lot of victories where I'm like, not a bad roster. Then they lose a game where my head is like, what? Yeah, no, Notre Dame this year, I'm not even going to try to understand them as a roster. I do believe they have a new quarterback under center because obviously Sam Hartman is now being cut by various college football teams. Anybody want to help me out because I can't remember this kid's name?
Riley Leonard.
There it is.
Riley Leonard, former quarterback from Duke.
That's why.
Basically playing against his old head coach.
Right? Ooh. I love it. Either way, and Duke got Malik Murphy, which is crazy to me. But Malik Murphy is nasty. I wish he went to any other school but Duke. But yeah, Riley Leonard, I had the misfortune of having him play my Hurricanes a few times. He is a nuisance. But Texas A&M, man, they've got that young kid at quarterback. I watched his debut against Miami. He struggled, but there was no quitting him. That's what scares the daylights out of me if I am Texas A&M, if I am Notre Dame. Why is it not showing me this kid's name right now? It's really ticking me off. Anyway, give me Texas A&M here. Nate, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Irish, man. I mean, I feel like it may be something low.
Wegman. Sorry.
Kind of Wegman. Kind of Weigman. It's kind of Weigman.
Weigman. I'm sorry. I think of Wegman's the freaking supermarket. All right, Nate, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Irish, man. I mean, it's gonna be like a low scoring game. I feel like I don't feel comfortable with Texas A&M's receivers or their offensive line, but I feel like it will be a kind of a low scoring type of game where the Irish pull it out of here. Right. Give me the Notre Dame.
All right, champ, what do you got?
I'm going the Aggies. Give me Texas A&M.
I just realized I never went live on Instagram.
God damn it.
Dang.
I had it all set up, but then we started rolling. Jay joined, and I'm like, oh, better late than never. All right. Chrissy, finish it strong, bud. Oh, wait, no, Jay's got to go. So, Chrissy,
yeah, let me get I'll get the Aggies. I do have questions with their offensive line like everybody else. Wide receiver room, not too many questions, but Mike Elko's returning back home. So most of the players on the defense, not most, a lot of the players on the defensive side, he actually recruited to Texas A&M. So I think he'll be fine. Give me the Aggies to win this one.
Reading that, I thought it was kind of like a interesting tidbit. So thank you for bringing that one up. Chrissy, finish us strong here, bud.
Can I take the Aggies in my upset?
They're the favorite.
Oh, I thought they are the favorite. They're -3. Whoops. I thought that was my fault. I was looking at everything.
I mean, listen, if they were a +3 at home, I'd allow it because that means they're -6 on the road. By the way, shout out to our boy McNasty. I was confirmed Vegas does have the field goal swing as a home thing. So
I'm rolling with A&M, College Station. Remarkable stadium pulse is out of this world.
All right, we're going to that crap hole in Gainesville. The Swamp versus South Beach. The U versus Gator Humpers International. Or in this case, at least in the former head coach, Shark Humpers International. Shout Will Muschamp. All right, here we go. Miami, 2.5-point road favorites against the Gators. Go Canes. It's all about the U, baby. If this game will determine the Hurricane season. If they win, doesn't matter if it's by 1 point or 40, they will be on track to compete for the ACC title. If they lose this game, barring a culture shift, they will spiral out of control and finish 6-6, 7-5, and Mario Cristobal will be fired. But yeah, Miami's going to smack them around. I am not a fan of this Florida team whatsoever. I think they are still reeling from losing AR 2 years ago. Pearsall last year. This is kind of the weird in-between. Florida goes through stages of mediocrity. This is it. I think Billy Napier, this might be his second to last season on the hot seat. Next year, he will be fired. This year, he'll be fine. So, give me Miami. Mr. J.
I got the Canes winning that one. I feel like, being a 2.5-point favorite on the road against a rival like that makes me feel like Vegas has some sort of a feeling and understanding. Probably a lot of people are going to be hammering Florida. They're at home in this first game of the season. And Florida, blah, blah, blah. Miami always does blah, blah. No, I'm definitely thinking that Miami wins this one. Give it to
Miami's got some boys up front. This isn't the Miami team that lost in 19. This is the Miami team that went out and got SEC level linemen because I think it was the loss to A&M, the first loss before they kicked Jimbo's head in. No, sorry, Jimbo wasn't there. No, he was. Jimbo was there in 2023, right? He just got fired.
Yep.
Yeah, so we kicked Jimbo's head in revenge for all those years at Florida State. We had SEC level linemen and Big 12 level, 10 level linemen last year. You saw a difference. Miami was able to run the football effectively with mid-tier running backs and protecting even a third stringer like Emory Williams So I think that's the big difference this year. Florida has not played a Miami team like this since the early 2000s, but I love that they're renewing this rivalry, which makes me so happy. Nate, how you leaning? I love it.
Oh, by the way, it's already 3-0 North Dakota State.
Let's go, baby! Upset City! We in this! Let's go! Matt,
That is a field goal.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the trend here. I'm going to take the Canes over Florida.
All right, Chrissy.
Sugar Canes.
Great
Nice.
song, by the way. Old school blues song right there. All right,
It
moving
was
on.
unanimous.
Unanimous. No lone wolves here. We're going to your boys now. SC going to Death Valley.
Jesus.
Taking on Go Tigers. Give me LSU, man. All right, like I'm sorry. I like how USC finished the season. Everyone knows I wasn't the biggest fan of Caleb Williams' antics, and I love that USC finished the year on a strong note without him. But now you play in an SEC team, not the Pacific 12 Passing League. Also, I blame USC for breaking up the Pac-12, which was a very prestigious conference. So I want all the bad juju that could possibly go to the USC Trojans to go to the USC Trojans, because Arizona USC, Oregon USC, Oregon State, Oregon, UCLA versus USC, all those great games. Yeah, some of those are still in the SEC, the Big 12, or the ACC or whatever. But the fact that they broke up a conference because these I don't know what to call them at this point. Weenies. That's the word of the week apparently. I want nothing but pain and misery in the Big Ten. So let's start off with a non-conference game. Let's have the Tigers pound their head, and I believe the Tigers are ranked, by the way. But yeah, give me the Tigers -4. I'm taking the line, taking the money line, rolling with it. Let's go.
Tiger Nation. You know me, Matt, you're picking.
Oh, so Ghost says go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
But, LSU is ranked, I believe, 19. 13. Ooh. 13. Yeah, Tigers are winning. If they fall off, it's not this game. I still don't believe in Chip Kelly's brother, but give me the Tigers on this one.
Mm-hmm.
They're not actually related, by the way. I hope you realize that.
No way.
They actually are related?
No, they're not. They're not actually related.
They look alike. Very identical.
They're not
do look
related.
alike.
That's the craziest part. They're just both a bunch of really scary, short little white men who scare.
Why do they look the same?
Because they're both made in the same factory of overhyped head coaches.
Yeah, they're Oompa Loompas.
Who
He
said
said
that?
the same.
Did I
factory.
see that? Did I see that? Oh no!
You did, Kid Rock Clip.
There's no way they're not related.
Chris's penalty box presented by amazing people at Righteous Film Beef Jerky. Promo code Belly for 15% off your purchase. Chris's penalty box, Belly Up Sports, and the Korner Podcast are sponsored by these amazing folks. Go check out their Maryland Monroe flavor of the beef jerky. It is their Maryland crab seasoned beef jerky. Sensational. BEC, bourbon infused, also great as well. Official sponsor of the Belly Up Sports Network, Korner Podcast, and Christy's Penalty Box. Look, Crispy, you're out of the box.
Oh, thank God, dude. I was in there for too long. What
I've
happened?
kept you in there for
What
like
year is
5
it?
minutes.
Who's president?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Colorado's about to score a touchdown, and it's a touchdown, Colorado.
Yeah!
Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, as expected. They about
Nice.
to whoop that
Giant
tail.
Shador Sanders.
All right.
41-yarder.
It's okay.
Let's go.
It's early, babe. It's early.
Go Buffs.
Let's go
I'm
Buffs, baby.
crossing names. I'm taking numbers. We're doing this the right way. It's okay. I got a whole new. I made $30 on Florida State losing, so I'm already rolling with house money for week 1 and 2 of the college football season. So
It's a good thing I got the Travis Hunter auto on deck.
there you go.
Oh, hey!
All right, moving on. I believe that's our 6-pack, right?
Yep, we did Colorado in the beginning, so we're
All right.
we're
You want to do
set.
gimmies?
I didn't pick LSU yet, but I got
Oh, that's
LSU
right.
to win.
I'm so sorry, my friend Jay.
But
Go Tigers.
go Tigers.
Knock out Lincoln Riley for me.
There you go. All right,
You got it.
upsets
You got it.
and gimmies. For my gimme this week, give me Enter Sandman. Give me the by Virginia Tech. I believe they're playing. God, Vanderbilt. Yeah, it was a bottom tier SEC team. I'm like, you know what? All this hype about Enter Sandman because of the college football intro videos and the fact that they're at home, they're 19-point favorites. I took them. So yeah, Is
this the first time that it's two teams that's name starts with a V play against each other like that? That's not rivals?
Maybe.
Hold the V.
All I know is Enter Sandman starts cranking, and as long as that dude, I'm telling you, Vanderbilt is only there to keep up the GPA in that conference. That being said, Virginia Tech is my gimme this week. By the way, folks, you know the rules. If your gimme does not hit, you lose a point. So you don't just get a 0, you get a -1. So last year, it actually meant the difference between me and Matt winning a week, where I had Matt's gimme lost, my gimme won. So I got 2 points because I had a perfect week, and Matt had a perfect upset through 6-pack, but lost his gimme. You only get a gimme if you took an upset. If you didn't take an upset in the top 5, in your 6-pack, you got to pick an upset in your 7th. Or you can take a gimme, but you miss out on a point. Them's the rules. So for those of you at home, you get 6 points with the 6-pack. You get 2 points for an upset. You can pick your upset inside the 6-pack, or you can pick it outside of it as the 7th wildcard game. Any game is on the point as long as it's not selected by one of the other members of the crew. The other rule is if you lose your gimme, if you already picked your upset inside of the 6-pack, you lose a point. Matthew started off his corner booth debut losing back-to-back gimmies in a row. Yet still won the damn thing because I started getting ballsy with my picks. So there you go. All right, fellas, I started off. Matthew, you, of course, took a gimme as an upset as well early in the 6-pack. Who do you have as your gimme?
My gimme is going to be Michigan over Fresno State.
Ooh. Not a surprise there. He's punting. I see. The problem is I went with a bettable gimme, which might bite me in the ass. See, my man Billy Witt knows what's going on. Yes, Billy, go Bison. We go in North Dakota State, baby. Come on, we want to knock Dion off his freaking high horse. Bullying kids off the damn team. I'm sick of the whole Sanders shtick. If they just were a normal college team, I would not care. I'd be rooting for them. But the Oregon beatdown kind of changed my perception of that team. Anyway, I believe me and Matt are the only ones who took upsets. Jay did as well. So Jay, you get a gimme. Nate and Chris, you guys got to pull upsets. The rules are simple. They either have to be 3-point dogs at home or 4.5-point dogs on the road. I'll give you guys time to look. Hey, Jay, give me a walk-in touchdown gimme pick for this weekend.
Gimme pick. So they got to be at least 3-point favorites?
You can pick. It could be a 1-point favorite, but you just got to say, I guarantee this team is going to win.
Oh, that's it? Psh, thought you was giving me an actual challenge. But I'll be respectful. I'll actually pick something that's not just absurdly obvious. So that's the tough part because week 1 is like always, right? But I'll say this, Florida State's definitely going to beat Boston College. They're going to bounce back from that Georgia Tech loss.
I've been to that BC Stadium. I've watched that team play. It ain't special. Those fans are more concerned about fighting the other fans than they are about watching the game.
Yep.
I went to by the way, that was also the game where my truck shut off 3 times driving home from Boston. That was a fun time. Fellas, make sure your grounds and your dashboard are cleaned. Especially in a Chevy. I love my truck. I really do. But also, make sure your grounds are clean, kids, because your whole entire truck will shut off besides your engine and your transmission. And power steering. I was able to actually steer. But my entire truck, including my headlights, went black while passing a tractor trailer doing 75 miles an hour. While I am exhausted from driving all day because my loser friend decided he didn't want to drive or pay for any of my drinks. So, It's all good. Either way, shout out to my boy Kev for meeting us up there and driving us into the stadium so I didn't have to drive to Newton because Newton, Mass is the worst. Anyway, I'm just kidding. My friend did actually pay for 2 drinks. I'm just busting chops because he's a Giants fan. Love him to death. Shout out my boy. All right. Chris and Nate, have you guys picked your teams yet?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Nate, you're the rookie. I'll let you go first. Chrissy, you've a year of experience of pain. We'll let the kid experience the rookie blues. So pick your upset, Nate.
All right, I'm gonna go North Texas over South Alabama. North Texas, 5.5. No fudging way! Really? I'm sorry. I could choose a different one. Real talk.
You're
Nate,
good.
Nate, listen. This is how you learn. This is how you cut your teeth. You're gonna miss a gimme at some point.
Dang.
It's okay. We'll let you get your rookie up. Next time, we'll make you play rock, paper, scissors over it or something. But,
Okay. Sorry, Chris. My fault, man.
by the way, that's the rule, folks. If you have the same upset pick,
What are the odds, though? There's so many games.
I'm telling listen, that's what it is. All right, Chris, you need a second?
I need 10 fucking minutes.
Hey, listen, we made it an hour and 21 before an F-bomb. I will call this a win. I apologize to our sponsors. I will punish Chris later by making him buy me a beer when I come to Philadelphia in the fall. By the way, me and Chris are going to try to attempt the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Carolina Panthers game in December because, Chris, I figured out it's probably going to be the cheapest tickets.
Yeah, it'd be like $40.
$45 for an upper deck seat. I'm just there to tailgate and hang out with my boy Chrissy.
Yeah.
He's
I cannot. God damn it. All right. I'm going to take
Chris.
Jackson State over UL Monroe.
Okay.
General Booty's throwing the ball at UL Monroe.
I thought for a minute you were saying Jets over Niners.
Chris, take Hawaii. Take Hawaii to beat UCLA.
Nah. I said I gotta
All right. Don't take my word for it. They're just not only traveling to Hawaii to play the game, but whatever.
No. Yeah, I'm good. Picks are in.
This is your Tulane, Chris.
This is every fucking year.
This is your second year doing it.
I know. I'm gonna get blown out again. God
Well,
damn
hey,
it.
Chris, take my advice. I hit upsets.
I take everybody's advice. It doesn't work out for me.
Right,
I'm
fine.
Chris.
Go against General Booty. I'm just trying to help you because I love you, pal. You're my dude.
Yeah, go against General Booty. Highly recommend it. And I love General Booty. Go against General Booty.
All right. Listen,
I got a General Booty shirt.
We'll find out. All right, gentlemen, we're going to finish this off strong. That is our six-pack. By the way, a couple games other to look for. Obviously, I talked about it. Hawaii hosting UCLA in Honolulu. I am taking Hawaii in this one in my upset bracket. My upset parlay, it's like 16 teams deep because, I love making some weird cash. Also, Wyoming, ASU, only a 6.5-point favorite at home. They could cover. I have Minnesota beating UNC. They're going to Minnesota. UNC always struggles early in the year. And South Dakota State is only a 10-point dog at Oklahoma. Look at South Dakota State to cover. The Jackrabbits, I believe, won the national title last year for the FCS. So, we're going to finish up with our Heisman predictions before we get out of here and shamelessly plug our podcast. So, Jay, you are the college football aficionado. You have the badass Thor, Lego, Mjolnir in the background. And, of course, you have the best hair here. That really is I honestly, maybe besides Chris. But my hairline
I think Chris might got me.
at the back of my head at this point. So, all right, we're growing here. Who's your Heisman winner?
Man, the Heisman is probably the toughest one, but if things go, and it feels like there's really no real front runner. Feels like it's going to be more of a really chalky situation here. So I'm going to give it to Carson Beck at Georgia. I think he's just going to go out there and throw for like 4,500 yards and have one of his best seasons.
And give me a dark horse.
Dark horse, if I'm going to go dark horse, I'm probably going to say that because we don't really have a front runner, a darn running back's going to get it. I think Quinshon Judkins might be the dude that just all of a sudden comes out of nowhere.
Righteous. All right, here we go. All right, and Maddie, your winner and your dark horse.
Dark horse, I'm going to go Will Howard. Winner, Go Quinn Ewers. I just like doing
I know.
that.
I think Jadis threw up a little bit.
I know.
I did twice.
All right, Christy.
North Dakota State just scored. Touchdown Bisons.
Let's go, baby.
Man.
All right, Chrissy, take your winner and your dark horse.
I'll take Quinn Ewers and
Nice.
roll my boy Avery Johnson, like I was saying earlier, is my dark
All right,
horse.
we're launching an investigation to see if Chris and Matt copied off each other's homework.
What we do.
Well, also, Chris might be the smartest man alive because he's copying the two-time champ's work, or vice versa, where Chris has automatically been the smartest man of all time. Matt's just taking his ideas, and then Chris double checks himself and picks the wrong player. So either way, Chris might be the smartest man alive. We don't know yet.
I'm gonna fumble no matter what. So.
It's okay, buddy. I believe in you. All right, Nate, your winner and your dark horse. Go.
Give me Jalen Milroe to win it. I don't know why. I'll just go with it.
And then upset or dark horse. I don't know if he counts as one. I mean, the odds are. Can I say Shadur Sanders? It's plus 4,000, so I don't know if that's underdog worthy.
My dark horse isn't
Very
even
much
on the
underdog.
Cool. Shadur is my underdog then.
All right. My winner is Dylan Gabriel for the Oregon Ducks. And my dark horse is Mr. Cam Ward of the University of Miami. I think with that receiving core, this man might throw for 5,000 yards. He's going to go crazy. Also, do not be surprised if we see I said Damian Martinez on Kevin's show because I got to throw a little to my Canes. Don't be surprised if Damian Martinez is part of a three-headed running back field between Fletcher, Chris Johnson Jr., of the son of the former Denver Bronco cornerback, and Damian Martinez. The three of them.
Yes, that's one.
But either way, Cameron Ward or Cameron Ward. I don't remember how to pronounce it because I've heard both. But Cam Ward is my dark horse. Dalen Gabriel is my Heisman winner. At Oregon, I think that offense with him is going to be electric. So there you go. All right, my friend Jay, Unfair Sports, Sooner or Later podcast. Where can we find your amazing content, my friend?
I'm everywhere, man. Find me Unfair Sports on YouTube as well as whatever podcasts are downloaded and listen to. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother. Hey, listen, after the show, stick around. I got to ask you a cool question, belly management question for you. Anyway, Nate, me, and Matt, and are, of course, the main event, Mr. Chris. You can find us at Corner Booth Pod. All things Corner Booth Pod, Reels, Instagram. I think it's the same thing. I believe it's Threads, X, YouTube. I'm back on TikTok, baby. I'm going to be doing my fastest 2 minutes in sports. Yes, that is my comedic reactions to the NFL games. That starts next week. I will be doing that live. I'll be doing that on TikTok for recording, not on the show. That being said, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure as always. I hope you guys enjoy your Labor Day weekend before the football season really kicks off. Congratulations, obviously, to all of us for making it through the off season. And, of course, we are back. Corner Booth Season 12 is here to stay, baby. Let's go. Peace.